Today we're going to teach you how not to do this to your clutch. We're going to go over some of the things that I see when I'm building clutches. We have two separate customers here. This one is a U-Force customer. This one is a Z-Force 950 customer. This customer on this side is on his third, hopefully and final clutch. I educated him. This one here, this is his second clutch, and I'm in the process of educating him. And I figured, you know what? I see this a lot. I have this conversation a lot. It might be easier if I just put out a video and I can notify many more people easier without me repeating myself. And I can just direct customers to this video and then they'll understand a little better. Plus, they'll have some visualization of what they're looking at and what's going on. So let me tell you, these two customers is very similar. They both got 30-inch tires. Both are doing the same style of riding. Both customers here do a little bit of off-road riding, but they both do a lot of road riding. Road riding with a CVT clutch can absolutely damage the clutch, and it can do it pretty fast, and you don't even have a clue that it's even happening until it's too late and kind of looks like this. This one is grooved up. This is a pretty new clutch. He had a couple of trips on it, but it's grooved up already. Real light grooves, so this clutch could be saved, but what happened to this clutch, this outer here cannot be saved. As for this one, it definitely can't be saved. This guy, he also had an aftermarket belt. This guy had an OEM belt. This guy now runs OEM, and he's been fine. I've had this clutch for a few months now, and this customer has been fine since I educated him on how to road ride properly and make sure you don't damage your CVT. He now switched over to the belts that we sell, Mitsubishi, and he's having a great time with those. This gentleman, and also this guy, this was all stock. This was an all stock clutch. We have him set up with our clutch kit and everything. This gentleman, he upgraded. So this happened with his stock clutch, and he ended up upgrading his clutch with our kit and our upgraded nylons, which took an absolute beating. There's holes in them. Okay. There's definitely some holes in them, but they took a beating. So what had happened was they're both trail riding and they're both road riding. Well, when you're road riding and you keep the belt, let's say you're cruising 50 miles an hour and you're steady 50 miles an hour for a couple of hours or couple of miles. What ends up happening is your belt ends up grooving up your clutch because it's staying in one spot. CVTs work best when the belt is varied, aka speed and RPM, varied up and down, up and down. So if you ride 50 mile an hour for a couple of miles, you're just heat soaking this clutch and your belt is riding in one spot. Where if you vary that, go from 50 to 60 or 40 to 50, a 10-mile variance up and down both ways. You need to vary these clutches. That's why they're called variators technically. There's CVT, but they're called variators because the belt variates and then so does the gear ratio while you're driving. And these clutches will last a very long time if you vary your speed consistently instead of stay one constant speed. It will wear the clutch more evenly instead of in just one or two spots. Now, another thing we see that can also cause this is folks riding in high gear when they should be in low gear. So CFMOTO, for example, if you own a CFMOTO, any riding, I tell people, listen, any riding 25 and under needs to be done in low gear no matter what. I don't care the excuse. I don't care if you have a train pushing you from behind and there's no load on the engine. I don't care if a tornado come through and is pushing you down the trail. If you're under 25 mile an hour, you need to be in low gear. And above 25 mile an hour, consistently above 25 mile an hour, you need to be in high gear. And if you have our clutch as well as our ECU tune, you can tap 40 mile an hour in low gear easily. And we cruise the trails 25 to 30 very easily in low gear. Now, I know a lot of you talk about the RPMs. Well, in low gear, it's screaming, it's screaming. The RPMs is 6,000-7,000 cruising. It is this, it's that, it's noisy, it's this, it's that. Listen, if that's bothering you, this is not the sport for you, because honestly, the CFMOTOs are some of the quietest machines out there. Compared to Kawasaki, thing is super loud. But Kawasaki is no speed demon. Kawasaki is the KRX 1000. It is actually a crawling machine, a crawling beast. It's designed to crawl, not go fast. So if you're going fast, the RPMs are way up there. And that clutch will do the exact same thing as this, minus there's really no plastic parts in that clutch, but same general concept. It will hurt the clutch. So what you need to do to make your clutch live a long time, A, stick with a good name brand belt. B, definitely upgrade these, because you see these are melted all the way down in, and these, they took a beating. These are our upgrade plastics kit for the clutch, and they take a beating and last. But when these melt down and they start sticking in the clutch, that's when it starts to do big damage in the clutch. I'm not only talking about the belt grooving up the sheave here. This clutch, I can save it for the customer. He's definitely going to buy one of these, but I can save it for the customer and get him back on the road and get him built and taken care of. Here's another clutch that I cleaned up all the belt on it so you could see the deep grooves. Maybe you can see the deep grooves. That's from road riding and doing a lot of road riding. Another thing you should do when you're road riding, drive a mile or two and then pull off to the side of the road and let your machine idle a little bit in neutral or park. I prefer either one, and let it idle for a little bit, and that will cool the clutch. Don't shut it off, because then this hot clutch and the hot belt, it's going to sit there and heat soak one another, and it's going to damage that belt as well as damage these. If you let it run for a couple minutes, which you should honestly do before you're done, before you stop, I don't care what kind of riding you're doing, you should let it idle for a couple of minutes. That cools everything off more rapidly and more evenly, and will make your clutch last a very long time. Now, a lot of people that say CVTs are junk, CVTs are garbage, CVTs trash, anything with a CVT is junk. Get a real transmission. Listen, you think like the Honda Talon real transmission is problem free? Uh-uh. And trust me, when it breaks, it's more expensive to fix. And you probably can't get parts, where these CVTs, they've been around a long time and many machines use them. You can get parts dang near anywhere. We stock parts, www.rngperformance.net. Check us out over there for your belts, your clutch kits, ECU tunes, all that stuff. We got parts and accessories for many different brands now. Check us out, support us. CVTs are a very good CVT. They're actually good when clutched and tuned properly and used properly. They will live a very, very long life. It's just getting folks to understand it. And not many folks completely understand how CVT works, how it's designed to work. A CVT was designed to on and off the throttle, in and out of the throttle, in and out of hills, turns, doesn't matter. It's designed to be up and down with the belt variating. That's its job, and it will live a long life. So as long as you're variating the throttle when you're on the road, it's gonna make your parts last. It's gonna keep your clutch cooler. As stated, when you should ride in low gear on the trails, This does a couple of things. Number one, it's less stress on your CVT. It's less stress on your engine. It's less stress on your transmission, as well as the clutch is spinning faster. The primary, see these fans? These are fins to blow air. The faster this primary is spinning, the more air it's moving through the system. Another thing we see that causes this type of issue is snorkels. People put snorkels on their machines, and snorkels actually hinder the flow of air. You think it's flowing good, but it's not flowing optimally. And then you put 90s in and you slow the air down, you're making your clutch overheat faster because it cannot move enough air. Now, where snorkels are good is if you're riding in water all the time. And the reason why snorkels don't hurt your clutch when you're in the water is, number one, it keeps water out of the clutch. But number two, your engine and your clutch is all surrounded by nice, cool water. So it's cooling the ambient air temperature around your machine. So your machine is bringing in cooler air. Your cases are enclosed in cooler water, so it's cooling everything. That's why you're not seeing issues. But if you take those snorkels out into the trails, then you start to have problems arise because the snorkels are not letting the clutch move the air that it should move. Some people put bilge air fans for boats in their system. Well, those pumps are fine when you're doing low speed driving. They do amazing at low speed driving, but when you're in the RPMs and your tires are spinning and your clutch is spinning 7,000 RPMs, that fan actually becomes a hindrance, and more of a hindrance than just having the snorkel. So there is pros and there is cons to having those fans in line there. So definitely keep that in mind. Guys, this video is just to help you understand how CVTs work and how to make them last. And don't listen to the people that say that they're junk. People that say that they're junk are doing this to their clutches because they don't know that they're doing this to their clutches because they weren't properly educated. And if you think a dealer is going to properly educate you on every little aspect of your machine before they sell it to you, no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to take the time to do that. If you think the manufacturer is going to do that, you're wrong. They're not going to do that either. They don't care. They want you to think that you can do this because they want to sell you parts. That's what manufacturers do. They want to sell you parts. Heck, I want to sell you parts, but I'd rather sell you my upgraded parts and have them last rather than keep selling you parts over and over and over again because you're doing this simply because you weren't properly educated on how a CVT system works. And this, what I'm talking about, goes for Can-Am, Polaris, anything with a CVT. It applies here. Even though clutches are different, this here's a Kawasaki clutch. It is much different, but same concept applies to this clutch here. Same thing, even though it looks different, same concept applies here. The only difference is when this clutch is all shifted out and you have these ramp arms, they ride on rollers right here. Okay? So when, I'm going to put it in backwards just to show you. When your clutch is shifted all the way out in a Kawasaki, it's geared so low. So when you're doing 50, 60 mile an hour, it's shifted all the way out and you're utilizing the engine RPM to make you faster. This ramp is actually riding against this and the whole clutch is back and forth and vibrating. And then this wiggles and jiggles and then next thing you know, you got lines wore through them. Okay? So this concept will apply to the CFMOTO Omni drive clutches because they're essentially the same clutch. Not the same, but they look the same. They operate the same, slight change in parts design. So there is many different styles of clutches, but all the concept and how to run them and how to drive them is the same. So if you're a rock crawler, you don't want to pick a Can-Am X3 to go rock crawling. If you're a mudder, you don't want to pick a Can-Am X3 to go mudding. You don't want to do that. You want to pick a machine that's got some torque, that puts torque down, but then you want to go fast. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You either want torque for the mud and the hills or you want speed to go fast. You can't have both, but we can set you up with a clutch kit that gives you the best of both worlds so you have the least amount of problems, your clutch stays happy, and all of that, because we do have people that will do 5 different styles of riding. So we have kits that will help with doing that. The kit's not going to be best at this or best at that, but it's going to be best at all of it, the best you can get. Or we have guys that strictly mud, so they want that low down torquey power to get through the mud, or guys that rock crawl, and so they want belt grip and all this stuff. We have clutch kits to do that. We don't do stage 1, 2, 3 clutch kits. We do customized clutch kits for you and your machine and your riding style. That's how we do things, and that's why we've become number one in the clutch world, is because we do a lot of testing with different size tires, different machines, different riding styles, terrains, and we're able to dial in many different clutch kits to suit many different variations of riding styles. So if you want to get set up with a properly tuned clutch, go to www.rngperformance.net and we can hook you up, or even give us a call, 330-806-0728. We'll be happy to assist you and get you hooked up. Now, again, ride in the road, guys. Just vary that throttle up and down, up and down. And when you're on the trails, use low range. When you're in your U-Force 1000, don't hammer on it in high gear and slip the belt. Use low range, especially when your family's in it. You got it loaded down with people and gear. Use low range. In a CFMOTO world, low range is the ticket to long living happy clutches. Noisy or loud, it doesn't matter. If it's too loud for you, you should have bought an electric golf cart or a Tesla. Just saying. This is a sport, and it is not a quiet, air conditioning, cabbed sport. It's noisy. It's just the way it is. A way of life. It's a way of riding. And you will get used to it. After a while, and it will not bother you. Me, I love it. The louder, the better. So, guys, I hope this video helped you understand how to properly use your CVTs. Oh, a couple more things. When you're down into a mud hole and you put it in 4-wheel, make sure you're in low gear. You're trying to get out. Don't do it in high gear. Your clutch is going to look like this, and your belt is going to be in pieces. And when your belt explodes, it will take out a clutch, and it will take out your clutch cover, and it can take out the side case of your engine, and it could cost you dang near the price of a new motor to fix. These clutches are not cheap. Side cases aren't cheap. Belts aren't cheap. None of it is cheap. So do your due diligence, take care of your machine, and it will take care of you, and it will last a very long time. I hope this video helps you guys understand how CVTs work and how to take care of them and how to ride properly and how to use your gears and your brain. Peace out. God bless. We'll see you in the next one.